you know, this is what we do in Omaha, Nebraska.
Well, man, I want to say congratulations with all the success that you've had right now as being a coach, and you know you're looking like a runner up of like trainer of the year. I mean, you got Keyshawn Davis, he taking up these big tasks. You
Right,
September, you got Canelo Alvarez. I mean that's a whole monster in itself. I think you could become trainer of the year just off of a win right there alone.
right.
But congratulations on your success. And I want to bring it back a little bit. This is the first time that you've been on the platform. I got to see you and meet you in LA shortly, but I see that you've had like, a professional career. You even fought Butterbean. Um,
Yeah,
Tell me, what has that, brought to your coaching ability today? Your overall aspect of just having a professional career, knowing the business aspect of it, and then passing it down to these fighters that you have now.
man. I will tell you this. That is a great question. That's the first time somebody ever asked me that question, and I will tell you this: what I did in my professional career and what happened to my professional career, I would not let that happen to the fighters that's under me. I will comb the earth. I will comb the boxing world. I will comb anything that's possible to make sure these kids got a better chance than what I had. Now, some of the kids, they just got to fight out the dirt because they didn't have that glamorous amateur career like myself. Uh, but some of the other kids is medalists, silver medalists, Olympians, you know what I'm saying, national champions, and they got that little bit of, they got that amateur pedigree, and it's easier to work for those guys, the kids that got the amateur pedigree, than the kids that don't, and I recognize that with inside myself. So I always said this, and I always told Bud this: I will never let your career go through what my shit went through, from the management aspect all the way down to the training aspect. I was trash. I was all right amateur. I went to the national a couple of times. I got runner up and all that. But when it came time to turn professional, I was okay at the beginning, but then towards the middle and towards the end, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, or I talk about it. I was trash. I was straight up trash because I didn't take it serious. I didn't train like I was supposed to. When I took a fight, I probably took a fight overweight, out of shape. All everything above that a fighter don't supposed to do when he accept a fight. But I did, and so then I see that, and I noticed that in me, in my career, and all the guys, the friends, the guys that was around me, I noticed that. So when it came time to train professional fighters, the good ones, I was like, hey man, we got to get this shit together. And I went through that process of some of the guys I was training that wasn't that good. And I would get called the B side, or find guys that's been in the other gyms is like, hey man, you want this fight? But total my banking call was when Terrence and Red Spikes, that's in the corner with me,
Mhm.
Rosendo Robles, those guys, they was amateurs because I know they was the top of the amateur division. I was like, I kept saying, yeah, wait till my guys turn pro, wait till my guys turn pro. I'm gonna change this shit. And what I do, I changed it. I changed it, and I made sure that those guys had the adequate management team and the training behind them before they took that step.
Yeah, wow. Now tell me what has been the most glorifying moment in your professional career, and then also in the same token, what has been your more glorifying moment as a boxing coach?
The glorified moment as the my career is just being labeled one of the best coaches in the world,
Mm.
and and that's great. I love it. I mean, I'll take it. But I look at myself, man. Hey, listen, man. I'm just an everyday dude with boxing in his blood, and ain't trying to let these kids down. I ain't trying to let these young fellas down because I want to see them grow. I love to see fighters grow, even though if they not that good. I still want to see them grow. Even if they start off, uh, uh, you know, uh, like a Keyshawn, I still love to see him grow. I want to see him grow because he have to grow mentally, he got to grow physically, and the most mental part for him to grow, or a fighter like him to grow, it just got to grow into the business. He got the boxing tools he got what it takes to be a world champion, a multiple world champion on the pound for pound list. He got all that. You know what I'm saying? As a fighter, but as a man going through the business end, fighting for the money that he gets, and see him do good by his money, see him do good by his family, see him make good business decisions, see him happy, see him, you know what I'm saying, take care of his son. I love to see that, man. That's my most gratifying moment because I get to sit back and say I helped that little young fella.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And by just going through with Terrence, the first world champion ever had, just going through with him. Now I tell the coaches that coach alongside of me, hey man, we got the blueprint. All we got to do is just stick to our plan. We got to stick to our routine, what we do every day. You know what I'm saying? What we do year by year, day in and day out. There's still gonna be some tweaking along the process because fighters are different. But that's one of the gratifying moments as my career. But the most as a trainer, y'all know what my gratifying moment was. they talked all they talked all that shit. They talked all that shit.
So
They talked all that shit and they couldn't back it up.
so Bo, tell me, like, that being said, right?
Right.
Crawford believes that he shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. A lot of believe that he should be on the pound for pound list. Tell me, I mean, that is the biggest, win, of course. So tell me, do you feel like Spence should be in the pound for pound? What is your reaction?
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. And the world probably gonna hate me for saying this, but as much shit as they talked about me and my team and what they gonna do, I don't give a damn if he is or he ain't or he ever was. You know what I'm saying? There's some level of respect should have been there, but they never had none. So I'm never gonna have no respect for that team over there. From all the way from the trainer to the fighter, all the way up from the top to the bottom. I'm sorry. And I know it's gonna be some trash talking, but when you take it a little bit too far, man, and then you don't apologize, then you don't say congratulations, and you just walk away with your tail stuck between your ass, that means fuck me, nigga, fuck you.
Poor sportsmanship.
Exactly. Now, him and Bud did their thing, which what they supposed to do. Them men, they fought. You know what I'm saying? They touched, they tried each other's will, and the best man came out. You know what I'm saying? But you wasn't only talking shit to him, you was talking shit to the whole team. You know what I'm saying? And then they really wanted, cause they didn't want to get on me about because I'm a big dude. You this, you that, this, not that. What that got to do with you fighting him?
Right.
Like I asked Derek, what that got to do with them two getting in there? You talking shit to me? What that got to do with them two squabbling it out? You know what I'm saying? That would make me mad. I never disrespected him, but now he want to go. Okay, all right. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. I'm gonna carry. I'm probably gonna carry that to my grave with me, brother.
Nah, I hear you because that is like you guys are the top of the top at welterweight division. We haven't seen this undisputed since Zab Judah. So of course, like you're carrying that welterweight lineage, and you have to carry that respect with both teams. I mean, you guys are already there. You guys proved it by fighting.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. And so I mean, we did the talking back and forth, and then after we won the shit. If you look at it, man, look at it. If you ever heard me talk shit to any fighter or their team and shit after the fight was over, I always go over there, man. Great fight, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about competitiveness. But that particular team over there, man, they said fuck me, nigga, fuck them.
Right, right. I understand. Now, you guys have a big fight coming up, man. This is huge. Tell me, what does this fight mean to you in September?
Well, I will tell you this, man. I will tell you this. I'm excited for the fight for the simple fact that the first big fight that we had, they doubted us, and we got it done. Now we want to step up to we want to step up 2, 3 weight classes, and they say, "Oh, you're doing that's the stupidest thing to do." All right, obviously we believe in ourselves because we're going up to that challenge, going up for that challenge. If we didn't, we wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But when
Mm,
people tell us and tell Bud, or especially tell me as a trainer, y'all can't do that job, or that just make me work more harder. What that do is make me pull things out that maybe we haven't used in the last couple of fights. Maybe I haven't said in the last couple of fights. Maybe some routines we haven't did in the last couple of fights. It make me go back and search my notebooks, my things I've been writing down for the last 15 years of what we worked on. I go back and do my homework?
mm.
Because it ain't just being in the gym. You got to do your homework with a cat like this. That dude is bad, man. That dude is good as
Legend.
shit. He's good as shit. And 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 it's like this. It's like this. Me and Bud sitting down at the table.
Hmm.
He slide this over to me and says, "We got to get this done." All right, let's get it done then. He trusting in me. Not only me, he's trusting in Saul, Red, Bernie, uh, Chet, Ashley, the nutritionist, the doctor. He trusting in everybody to get him ready to the point to where he got to go. When he goes in there 100% confidence. He already confidence in himself, but he going to be 100% confidence that his team got him prepared enough so he can go in there and do the things that he need to do. And the things that he need to do is some of the things that will actually be in the corner. It's real simple.
Tell me. So I hear what you're saying. You're gonna go already prepare 100% for Canelo Alvarez at this point. You're gonna be doing things that you guys haven't done. You're gonna be doing things that you bring into the table. But in this per case, like, do you feel like what is the biggest comment that irritates you the most? Is it the size?
No, he's only wider than Bud. He's not taller than Bud. He's only wider than Bud, and of course he know how to use his power. Of course he know how to do that. But this the only thing that that sometimes that leeries me is just the name Canelo. Will we get the fair shake? You know what I'm saying? Will we get the fair shake? If the fighters might be close or whatever the case got to be, will we get the fair shake? So that's the only thing that worries me, and 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 I already stated that to the team that's working on that end. Make sure that we got everybody in place so everything can be even across the board.
Right. So this fight will be held at 168 pounds, no rehydration clause, straight up.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. But they ain't told me nothing different, and if he did, he would tell me. He would have told me by then. But right now, you know, we working, we working. You know,
Tell me, adding on the weight, is that the challenge? Do you feel like him having this fight in May and staying busy, do you feel like that's an advantage point on Canelo? Do you guys feel like you guys should have possibly took a fight in between? Talk to me. How do you feel?
no, well, see, that's where you know, uh, the guys that work, that different area with him. As far as putting on the weight,
Strength and conditioning
the strength and
coaches.
condition. That's Ashley, that's Chet, that's the UFC, that's those guys. So I trust in those guys 100%. But I do. We gotta have that sit down and talk and say, we need this, that, and the other, and to just make sure like the whole team is on the same page, so we know what we're working on that specific week, month, day, week. You know, so we won't cross paths and mess up something. So no, I'm not too much really worried about that. It's just that we just got to make sure we you know all our T's is crossed and our I's is dotted.
100%, 100%. What do you feel like Canelo Alvarez makes fights complicated for the other opponent?
He don't respect them. He don't respect them. If he respect you, then the fight is complicated to him. But if he don't respect you, that fight is complicated for you as the opponent.
Mm,
All you gotta do is go look at his fights.
right.
Go look at him.
Now, when people say that he's declining, coach, do you feel like he is, or do you feel like he's preserving himself for certain fights like this?
I think Canelo is the type of fighter that uh maybe he don't have to put out as much as he needs to put out because that type of fighter ain't on his level. Like I'll tell all fighters like this. I say, listen, don't let that fighter. You just got out of the ring with a fighter that's on your level, that's in the top 10. Now you're sparring a guy that ain't even in the top 10. He 6-3, but you spar down to his level. I think sometimes maybe he'll fight down to that level, and then it take him a while to get rammed up and do the things that he need to do to get him out of there.
Mm, mm. Um, when it comes down to obviously not giving the game plan out, but we've seen Canelo struggle with boxers, right? Laurel being one of them. Do you feel like the switching aspect? Do you feel like southpaw per se might be the bread and butter?
Well, we just have to see when we get in there, man. You just got to see, how he react. Because all fighters are different. Ain't no fighter the same as you. Never know what he's going to react to this style. We can look at him fighting southpaws all day long, but Bud is a different type of southpaw fighter.
Mm,
We can see him fight the orthodox this watch him fight all day long, but it's a different type of orthodox fighter. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta make sure that all T's is crossed and all I's is dotted from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, because he's gonna come. He's
right.
gonna come. He's a great fighter, a great fighter, probably one of the best ever. And we're going in there and challenging that man for his throne. I don't give a damn about the two losses he's got. Just look what he accomplished.
100.
You got to be well prepared for some shit like that.
What kind of fight do you feel like this is gonna be?
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough fucking fight, man. But I know Bud. I know the corner. I know the type of fighter that Bud loves to challenge. So it's gonna be tough, but I tell you one thing, 100%, we're looking forward to it.
Mm, mm. Tell me, coach, since the Madrimov fight, right? And then, watching the media ask Canelo questions like, after the fight, at seeing his reaction and him saying, well, he knows how it is to step up into weight divisions. And from now, here we are in September, going to have the fight. What do you feel like was the change that you feel like Canelo felt like, what? This is the fight, because he's always respected Crawford as the number one pound for pound.
Well, I don't know. He might have seen something. You know what I'm saying? He might have seen, Bud getting tagged up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Than he used to. He might have seen Bud do this. He might have seen Bud do that, and he said, "Oh, I could probably capitalize off that." You know what I'm saying? So, that's just my opinion. But
Hmm.
that's what I'm just thinking.
Tell me, what is Canelo Alvarez's best attribute in the wing?
Canelo Alvarez,
Canelo Alvarez.
just being him, just being himself,
Just
being
being
himself.
him. Yeah, he has all the experience in the world, seen all the
Exactly.
styles.
That motherfucker almost got what, almost 70 fights or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking fights, man. That's a lot of fights. You don't catch fighters having that many fights no more.
Hmm.
So that his record go from the back from the old days and shit, man. In
Hmm.
the 30s and 40s and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Record
Yep.
like Ray Robinson or Jack Dempsey or somebody like that. You don't catch those records no more.
Coach, what's the difference between Canelo Alvarez when he fought, Mayweather to Canelo Alvarez that we're possibly going to be seeing in September?
Experience, man. That's experience. And I was surprised that De La Hoya put him on that chopping block to let him fight Mayweather. I was like, why would they do that? Why would they put their main guy up there and to do that, make that fight happen? I
Too
didn't
early?
understand that. But look at him now. Look at him now. Look at the figures from then and look at the figures now. Look at the
No,
experience then. Look at the
I hear
experience
you.
now.
So are you saying that he was just way too green at that
Yeah,
time?
fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Somebody
Ooh,
like Mayweather without IQ? Come on, dog. I would have never did that to my young cat, man. Shit, you gotta let fighters grow, man. Fighters gotta grow. I ain't seen not one motherfucking fighter come out here and just be a world beater. Tell me one. Tell me one that been a world beater and then he ended up getting beat because he had to grow. They thought Lomachenko was gonna be a world beater, but he got beat. He had to grow.
gotta find
You know
other
what I'm
ways to
saying?
win.
So
Right, right. Um, this is gonna be great. What's your predictions on the fight? I mean, obviously, Crawford believes that he can, knock out. Any man can get knocked out with the right shot. Tell me, do you feel like you guys can stop Canelo Alvarez?
anything's possible in boxing, dog. Anything's possible. Like I'm telling everybody, we ain't looking for the knockout. We going in there and that's the boxing motherfucker. That's the name of the game. But if the knockout come, we're gonna be in shape to get it. To push past to that level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like the biggest advantage you guys have is the footwork, the speed?
No, I would say, we got a good boxing IQ, man. We got a great
100%
boxing IQ. We got a great boxing IQ. You probably got one of the best boxing IQ in the business, man.
in the
You know what I'm saying? And so, you know what? I'm looking forward to those IQs matching up with each other. You
business.
know what I'm saying? Because you know what? I'm gonna learn something from it. Any trainer will learn something from that.
Right. Talk about learning, right? You going against other trainers. Facing Derek James against Spence, you learned something. And this one with Eddie Reynoso, you're gonna learn something. What did you learn from that situation facing? I mean, I don't know. Did you learn anything
From what?
from the Spence fight?
I learned a lot.
What you learn?
The main thing I learned, they was full of shit.
He said
And
that.
the second thing I learned, he don't listen to his trainer in the corner.
Mm.
And the third thing I learned, he did obviously they didn't work on what they supposed to work on to try to beat Bud. They didn't have a plan B. That wouldn't have worked either. That wouldn't have worked either.
You've always was adamant about saying that you think that Keith Thurman was a tougher task.
Yeah, because Keith Thurman's like a mobile type of. He was a mobile type of fighter. You got to go chase him down and all that shit. He like to stop and pop shot and all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to have them legs ready for to fight his ass and shit. And I never seen him a fight in person though. I've never met the dude before, man.
Oh no.
I never met him before. I like to meet him one day. As a matter of fact, I was down at was down in Tampa. We went down there by the gym and shit, and we couldn't find the gym. I was looking try to meet him and his team.
Okay. Were you able to see his last performance?
No, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. I didn't see it.
Okay, okay. Um Now, obviously he's very adamant to fight Tim Zoo. What do you feel like that would be a good fight?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great fight, man. You know what I'm saying? If Tim's if uh Keith still have a little bit left in him, I think he'll beat Tim.
Mm.
I think he'll beat Tim. You know what I'm saying? If he still fight the way he used to fight, I think he'll beat him. Because Tim, a straightforward fighter. He one speed on all of his punches and just try to come to knock you out and try to come get you. Tim. I mean, Keith is too smart for that shit, man. He been around a while.
Coach, what's your goals in boxing?
Man, I done reached them all, man. I just want to make sure these kids, man. I want to make sure these kids become world champion and maybe get one more trainer of the year, and then maybe Hall of Fame. Then I'm done, dog. I gotta concentrate on the amateur program. I want the amateur. We got big amateur program, and sometimes they get overlooked or sometimes they get left behind because we're so much concentrating on these pros and pushing out the pros. We got some great amateurs, man, and sometimes if we in camp and they got to go to tournaments, sometimes we can't make the tournaments, and they good enough to you make it to the be a national champion. But sometimes, like some of the coaches be in camp with us and not at home where you know. So I'm very adamant about my amateur program because simple fact because that happened to me when I was coming out of boxing. Our trainer he switched his thought process to music, and our amateur program went downhill. But we had some great fighters in that camp, in that gym. Guys that fought guys like Billy Kellogg, Courtney Kellogg, Lavelle Wright, Sherman Wright. Guys that fought like Mildred Taylor and fucking who somebody fought Sweet Pea. One of the guys fought Tyson. And I'm 14, 15 years old and they hanging with him. But if we would have had dedication, that dedication of coaches and that push behind us, we would have had more world champions, amateur champions, maybe Olympians, and maybe some world champions that came out of the gym that I started from in 1978.
Mm. Mm. Tell me, Coach, facing going head to head with Eddie Reynoso, um, what have you ever thought about it? Like, what do you see in that matchup per se?
No,
Because you're gonna
I
have to
don't.
make adjustments, obviously.
No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't. That's one thing I'm not worried about is going up against the trainer. You know what I'm saying? When you that lady into your career like that, uh, you got your habits you got the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? You rely on the things that you always been doing since you got to that status. So I'm not worried about that.